Cbeebies Bedtime Story.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates. Perfect. Oh, hello. My name's Warwick. I'm making sure I've got enough plates for tea. I need 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, 1 for 4, and 1 for me. Oh, don't you know 1, 2, 3, and 4? They are the friends in tonight's bedtime story, and they all live together in the same house. But they're not sure if it's just where they want the house to be. The story is by Alex T. Smith and is called Once There Was a House that was a home. Once there was a house that was a home. And in the house that was a home lived 4 best friends. They were called 1, 2, 3, and 4. They lived happily ever after until one said, "Let's all move somewhere different. We could be pirates and sail the 7 seas." The others did not think this was a good idea. 2 said, "I don't want to live on the sea. It's far too wet. We should all live at the top of a mountain and learn to yodel." The others did not think this was a good idea either. 3 sighed and said, "I don't like heights. Let's all live underground in a dark, dark cave and collect creepy crawlies." This idea made the others feel a bit itchy. 4 had other plans. "All those ideas are silly," he said in a very bossy voice. "We should move to the big city and go to parties and boogie-woogie all night long." The 4 friends didn't know what to do. First they talked, maybe an interesting point. Then they argued. Then they fought. Finally, they decided to go their separate ways. "If I'm going," they all shouted, "I'm taking the house with me." 1 took the door and stormed off to the seaside. 2 took the walls and stomped off up a mountain. 3 took the windows and scurried off to a cave. 4 picked up the floor and shuffled away to the big city. All that was left was the roof. The 4 not at all best friends started their new lives and were very happy at first. 1 became a pirate and sailed the seas, but the sea was much bigger and wetter than he imagined. And worst of all, his house simply wasn't a home when it was just a door. 2 learned how to yodel. She yodeled and yodeled, but all she got back was an echo. And soon she realized that her house simply wasn't a home when it was just 4 walls. 3 collected creepy crawlies in her underground cave, but she had to admit they weren't the most interesting company, and soon she found that her house simply wasn't a home when it was just some windows. 4 went to parties, but he didn't know anyone, and the people weren't very friendly. It was as if they'd never seen a badger boogie-woogie before. And sure enough, he quickly learned that a house simply wasn't a home when it was just a floor. All the not-so-best friends were sad and lonely. They missed their house that was a home. But most of all, they missed each other. Something had to be done. "I'm sorry," said 1. "Me too," said 2. "Me 3, said 3. "Me 4, said 4. The best again friends had a big hug and then set about fixing their house until it was a home once more. But they decided to add something new, something which meant they could all go to the seaside. They could all learn to yodel on top of a mountain, and they could all collect bugs in the deepest, darkest caves, and they could all go to the poshest parties in the big city. "Now we can go everywhere together," they said. And they did. And that story was called Once There Was a House that was a home. Did you see what 1, 2, 3, and 4 added to their house? That's right, wheels. So now they can go anywhere they want. Hopefully they'll be here in a minute for a mug of tea and some cake. So while I finish making the cakes, it's time for you to go to bed, and I'll see you soon for another story. Night night. Right, now I need to finish off this cake mix and then pop the cakes in the oven.